Hello tacticians! I hope you got your AC on or ice cream in the fridge, cause it's gonna get hot in here! I got through my dislike of this series, temporarily probably, and am gonna babble about Vindicta! How is she in Tacticus? Come find out.
What a specimen of femininity. Although, usually when one mentions a dump truck while talking about a woman, he doesn't mean the face. Back on track, did you know Vindicta is the great-great-great-granddaughter of Hans, the Flammenwerferbringer?
Vindicta's active ability deals 4 flame hits to a target up to range 2, and this does not end her turn, allowing her to still use her normal attack, or even move if she hadn't prior to using the ability. Also, using the active as a ranged attack will trigger the passive too, once you have unlocked it. Vindicta's passive ability deals 3 flame hits to any and all units adjacent to her ranged targets, and has a chance to set even empty hexes adjacent to her target on fire. Vindicta has a mobility of 3, a 4-hit range 2 flame type attack for a standard reach of 5, and a 1-hit physical type melee attack. She definitely is primarily a ranged hero. Her base damage is rather low, but she makes up for that with her AoE and with her traits. Vindicta has medium HP and low armor, which is somewhat compensated for by the armor piece she brings, along with a weapon and a crit booster, but she is best kept out of the fire.
Yes, she is the one who brings the fire.
Vindicta has 2 traits, the Sororitas specialty Act of Faith and the heavy weapon. The Act of Faith is shared by all Sororitas on the team and gives them a stack of flat 10% extra crit chance and a 25% boost to the critical damage stat for each enemy defeated by your or allied Imperial units and for each of your or allied Imperial units being defeated, stacking infinitely, but it is used up and reset to 0 whenever a Sororitas crits. But any kills from this attack will also start a new Act of Fate stack already. The heavy weapon trait increases Vindicta's range damage by 25% if she hadn't moved before attacking. I want to point out that while Vindicta benefits a lot from damage stat buffers such as Skalgar and Thaddeus, this only applies to her normal attack and its primary target. The splashes from her passive nor her active benefit, but they still benefit from Eldrion's buff. Vindicta is one of the best AoE and burst damagers in the game. When the Act of Fate is stacked, it will affect her splashes before it resets too, causing her to crit up to 4, 5, however many stacked targets. Also, because the crit chance stacking is flat and the crit damage stacking is a percentual increase, you may want to consider giving her a knife rather than a bolter. Considering how she sets the hexes of any units she hits with her flame attacks on fire, and has a chance to set empty hexes on fire too, she can also be used for crowd control, especially against walking melee units. For example, in Chaos tracks in legendary release events with a lot of poxwalkers and bloodletters, by making a literal wall of fire for them to get stuck on. A word of warning though, her splashes can and will hit allies too, so watch out for that.
Vindicta cares not whom she purges with fire, only that she does.
Vindicta is great against clusters of enemies and will make your onslaughts and LRE stages go much quicker. In the Indomitus campaign, she will be a great help against the Scarabs, as her normal attack will kill 4 of them, and then the fire will finish off the 5th one at the beginning of its turn. She is very dangerous in PvP if you keep her behind and feed her with kills, or with Cadian sacrifices from Yarick or Crete, or perhaps from Tangida, and then burn half the enemy with her. She also may be an enabler for Ahriman, I suppose. In raids, she is viable to use against the Winged Tyrannid Prime, especially with Thaddeus further buffing her, with its Flame and Blast for Thaddeus vulnerabilities, And she also may be an enabler for Ahriman. Finally, a beginning tactician will find her very useful in the Imperial salvage mode. If you can afford to not attack with her so that her Act of Faith keeps stacking, you can usually get to a 100% crit chance by the time the strong box drops, which makes sure that you can open it in every run. You should only bring one Sororitas into salvage though, because the Act of Faith is shared among them, so you could easily use it up on the other Sororitas character. So, my final verdict. Vindicta is awesome, but kind of a low priority to build for the endgame. Still, if requisitions are not giving you the meta heroes, you will certainly benefit from getting her to at the very least rare. And looks like we're running out of gas in the tank. Do you have any special uses for Vindicta to share in the comments? Well, even if not, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you in the next one, Tactician.
She is the god of hellfire, and she brings you
Fire.